Gabriel does.
Alright.
Madame Lorelei's booth is deserted.
Yep.
Gabriel doesn't.
Okay. Alright, now we need to go back to Tulane. I know we gotta go to Mosley later, but not yet.
That doesn't seem to work.
Are you a student?
No. My name is Knight. Gabriel Knight.
Well, you have walked into my private office, Mr. Knight. I hope you have something worthwhile to do here. If you figure it out, let me know.
What? She'll be back? Really? Oh, is that when the really creepy thing happens? Really?
I'll see you later.
Oh, do keep in touch.
Well, I might as well check now before I forget. If I click check the square. Okay. There we go.
You're back. You know, you really freaked me out running off like that. Yoo-hoo. Anybody home?
Here we go. Okay. Yeah, this is what I remember.
Stay away from Maryagetti, or you shall pay with your life.
What the hell is going on?
Thank you, Matrix. Alright. Don't bump into him. Ah! Oh, okay. So, Matrix, are you playing the beta? Because I have been. Let's see, where are we going with that? Tulane.
Mr. Knight, you're back. Oh, goody.
Okay. Let's take a look around his room first.
The squatter grins maliciously at Gabriel. That mask is quite hideous.
Oh, you're waiting for the final release, so okay. The beta's only days 1 through 4, and I've played the first 2 days. And so basically right now I'm already past where I've played in the beta so far. I'm taking my time with it because I really want to kind of savor it. Because who knows when the next beta portion will come out. It might be soon, but it might be a couple months, who knows.
The carved stone head looks African and very old. Dr. Hartridge's office is crowded with masks, carved figures, and strange objects. Exotic fish lend even more color to the cluttered office. Dr. Hartridge is sharp-eyed and even sharper-tongued. When he condescends to look at Gabriel at all, it's with a dismissive glare.
Your lecture was terrific.
Oh, you think so? You were snoring so loud I didn't think you'd heard it.
You must travel a lot.
Yes, to Africa, mainly.
I suppose having all this voodoo stuff sitting around doesn't make you nervous at all.
It's voodoo stuff, and no. Why should it?
I'm very interested in voodoo myself right now.
How nice for you.
Hey, you've got quite a collection of goodies here.
My travels have been rewarding, yes.
Your lecture was terrific.
Okay. Alright.
Mind if I pick your brain?
Not if it will get you out of my office.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
You already sat through my lecture on the subject, Mr. Knight. Perhaps next time you could stay awake and learn something.
What can you tell me?
You already sat...
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
I've read about them in the papers. I must admit to some interest. But according to the newspapers, the voodoo aspect is faked, so I haven't really pursued it. You know how Americans, especially Hollywood, treats voodoo. I'm sure there are many so-called practitioners out there that have no idea what they're doing or the power they're playing with.
What do you know about...
As I said, I don't know anything but what the papers say. According to them, there's no reason for me to be interested.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
I find it interesting to see the occasional fragment of voodoo practices in the everyday culture of New Orleans.
What do you know about...
Oops.
As I...
Wrong one.
What else can you tell me about New Orleans?
The Catholic Church has always dominated in New Orleans, and its imagery, in turn, has dominated New Orleans voodoo.
What else?
If there's more you wish to know, perhaps you should read my books.
No.
Do you know anything about snakes?
I'm not a zoologist, Mr. Knight, but I know all I care to about reptiles.
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
It's June 23rd, the feast day of St. John the Baptist. But June 23rd has been a sacred day since the earliest times. Ancient sun worshippers used to roll a flaming wheel down a hill to celebrate the sun's descent on that day.
A burning wheel? Huh.
Yes.
What can you tell...
I'm not in the habit of...
Okay.
Do you have any idea what Cabri sans Corps means?
Cabri sans corps. Yes, I do. It's a Haitian term, I believe. It's French, and literally translates as goat without horns.
As in a female goat?
No, as in a human sacrifice. Sacrifices in voodoo are usually of the animal variety. Chickens, wolves, goats. If the gods demand a goat without horns, it means a human being.
Yep.
What was that translation of it?
I'm not in the habit of...
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
While I find the colloquial bastardizations of voodoo somewhat interesting from a sheerly intellectual point of view, there's not a lot of relation between people like Laveau and true voodoo practices.
Do you know anything...
I'm not in...
Do you know anything about animal masks?
As I said in my lecture, which I assume you actually listened to, is that animal masks, totems, are used extensively in most African voodoo religions.
Do you know...
I'm not in the...
Gonna skip the baby for a moment.
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
I'm afraid I can't help you there, Mr. Knight.
Tell me about yourself.
All right, Mr. Knight, I'm 35, a fully tenured professor at this university, as well as a fellow at Cambridge. My doctorate was obtained at Syracuse. Yes, Syracuse, in religious studies. I'm an agnostic, but I find human belief systems fascinating. I specialize in African religions because I grew up there. My father was a Protestant missionary. And I am heterosexual, when I practice sex at all, which isn't very often. Any other questions?
No.
Fine.
Actually, I do want to click it.
I'd really like to know more about you.
There have been several articles written about me, Mr. Knight, as well as blurbs on my book jackets. If you want a biography, read.
It's gonna say
I'd really
same
like-
thing.
There have been...
Okay. Let's go with human sacrifice.
Tell me more about human sacrifice.
It's very rare. Most voodoo practices do not include human sacrifice as a matter of record. But it is theoretically possible if that's the gods' demand. For example, one of the chants I had translated for me from a Haitian ritual went like this. Mistress Erzuli, come and aid us. If a cock is demanded, we will give it. If a bull will suffice, behold it. But if a goat without horns is required for sacrifice, oh, where will we find one? Erzuli is the gentlest of Loa, so they call on her for mercy. But I have seen grown and powerful Hungan tremble before a possession by one of the more violent Loa, such as Abanevo. Clearly, they are afraid that something of the sort will be ordered, or that the Loa will simply take it for themselves.
Tell me more.
I wouldn't dwell on it. Most Vudun sects probably haven't seen a human sacrifice for several generations.
Tell me about Veves.
If you'd taken notes during my lecture, you wouldn't have to ask.
Tell me about...
If you...
Okay. I'm gonna show him some stuff now. Let's start with this, because why not?
Can you tell me anything about this?
No, I've never seen those symbols. Therefore, they're probably meaningless.
Really? Are you sure?
I am never wrong, Mr. Knight. Therefore, sure is not in my vocabulary.
Oops.
Can you tell me anything about this pattern?
Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. Mind if I copy this?
Be my guest.
Great. I'll be right back. Here you go. You know, this is a fascinating Veve. You must tell me all about its origin.
Actually, I was hoping you'd tell me. Can you figure out anything about it from the symbols?
Well, some. That's why I wanted a copy. I want to research the design myself. Each of the symbols in the Veve represents something. A Loa, a place. Where did you get this?
Have you heard of the voodoo murders?
No, you're kidding. Really? Then the voodoo is authentic. The newspapers are wrong. Boy, are they wrong.
You think this Veve is authentic, then?
Authentic? Mr. Knight, that's like asking if the Mona Lisa is a painting. Tell you what, I'll look into these symbols myself and see what I can learn about the sect that made this. I'll give you a call when I have more information. You are associated with the police, aren't you?
Absolutely. But I'm, undercover. You can contact me at the St. George's bookshop in the quarter.
All right. Now, I'd like to get started on this if you don't mind.
Yeah. He just believes him. He's too excited to give a shit. Alright. Time to go. Oh, what? Go.
I'll be going.
Good day, Mr. Knight.
Okay. Door. Right, so... Casinos. Oh, right.
All right, but this is private. The things I do for my art.
Yes? Who is it?
It's Father McLaughlin back again, don't you know?
Yes, Father. Come on in. Please be seated, Father.
Thank you.
Now, what can I do for you?
Do you mind if I ask you a few more questions, Madame?
If you wish, Father.
About
Well,
Yes, okay.
it means goat without horns.
Father, You surprise me. You do know what it means. You know what they mean by goat without horns, don't you? A human being. That's right. Slit your throat, cut out your heart. Pure evil murder.
Do you know anything about Veves?
No, father.
Yeah, just thought I'd try.
Do you know anything about human sacrifice here in New Orleans?
Well, my great-grandmother could tell stories. She saw it. People say that sort of thing wasn't done in New Orleans. But the real voodoo queens did it. Oh, yes.
Can you tell me anything else about
What is there to tell?
who were the real voodoo queens?
Well, my great-grandmother told me that Laveau was just a front, a flamboyant decoy. She distracted authorities from the real voodoo queen of New Orleans. It's been the same one for almost 200 years. She's head of a secret voodoo en fort. That's what they call their temples, you know. It's so secret. Most of the voodoo people in the city don't even know about it. The real voodoo queen controlled Laveau, gave her a little bit of power, and used her like a puppet.
Is there anything else you remember about the real voodoo queen?
Well, my great-grandmother said that the real voodoo queen was the most beautiful woman on earth. She had the most incredible copper-colored skin.
Is there anything...
Well, they are all brides of Satan. Other than that, I can't think of anything.
Is...
Oh,
Tell me more about this secret voodoo hound fool.
well, I've never seen it. I wouldn't go near it if you paid me. But it's here in Orleans, I guarantee it. I hear the drums at night, oh yes. That's why I am so ill. I tell you, those drums. But we shouldn't talk about it. They'll hear us. It's the devil's work that happens there. I can tell you. I'll show you something. Something secret. You mustn't tell anyone, father.
I swear on my collar.
Here it is, mon père.
Here we go.
A true object of evil if there ever was one.
It radiates something, all right.
It belonged to my great-grandmother. She told my mother that it was a token to gain entrance to the real voodoo ceremonies.
You don't say.
To tell you the truth, I always felt nervous about having it in the house. You know, evil influence and all.
Oh, I can see how you would, yes.
And yet, I could never part with it. It's been in the family for generations. Would you bless it for me, father? I feel strange asking such a thing of you, but surely you understand.
Bless this bracelet of a snake, even though its vibes aren't great.
Oops. Did I skip it? Shit, I didn't mean to do that. It was really funny. Oh well.
Gabriel has a thought about the clay.
Bless, oh bless this circlet of silver. Take the curse, oh take it, Wilbur.
A lovely blessing, mon père.
Yes, I think it made a lasting impression. Here you go.
I feel so much better now.
Alright. So... Alright. I don't think there's anything else to talk to her. Well, maybe.
Do you mind if I ask?
If you...
Can you ask about the bracelet? No.
Is there anything?
well,
Right, okay.
Gabriel cannot open the front hall.
Oh,
The
okay, okay, all right.
Well, madame, I must be going.
Of course, Father. I know how busy you must be tending your...
Okay, now
I'm not going back on the street looking like this.
I need to sell my painting. Right? Is Dad's painting? Oh wait. Is this when we get the second?
Gabriel already...
Damn.
The voodoo...
Okay. Here we go.
Malia.
Mr. Knight, what are you doing here?
My family's tomb is here.
Mine too.
I noticed. Subtle.
Well, Mr. Knight, if there's nothing else.
Don't go. I need to talk to you.
Whatever for.
I can't stop thinking about you. I've been in your thoughts too. I can see it in your eyes.
Mr. Knight, you don't know anything about me. I'm not in a position to get involved.
I've said that a million times myself, but this is different. I think we both know we can't fight it. Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this.
I have so many obligations. My family is very traditional. You wouldn't understand.
Hey, I love tradition. I've seen Fiddler on the Roof 100 times.
This isn't a musical, Mr. Knight. We live in different worlds.
Look, I know you've got more money than God. Do you think I care? Do you think that's why I'm saying this?
No, I don't.
Why don't you come see my world? I have a little bookshop, St. George's on Bourbon.
I know.
See? I knew it. You're crazy about me, too. Come back tonight. Please. My world isn't so bad.
I'm sorry, but there's no place for someone like you in my life. Not now, not ever.
Damn it.
Gabriel's done all the begging he can muster at the moment. Molly will have to work this out on her own.
Filthy peasant. What? Oh, Gabriel, yeah. Alright, I need to go see Mosley. I need to get this, maybe if I go back to the shop, he'll want to buy the painting. Is that today or tomorrow? I don't know.
I knew you'd miss me, so I came back.
Oh boy, party time.
Maybe it's not till the end of the day? I think it might be. Yeah.
I'll be back later.
Have fun.
Okay, gentleman here? No. Oh, I could talk to Dr. John about the babies and stuff. Well, also I can show him.
Hello, Dr. John.
Glad you could return to us, Mr. Knight.
Could I ask you some more questions?
Of course. I also find our dialogue stimulating.
Do you know anything about bebés?
I believe they have something to do with Haitian voodoo, but that is not really my area.
Excuse me, my stomach is doing weird things. Okay, but I can show it to him.
Does this pattern look familiar to you?
Where did you get that?
You do recognize it then?
I have never seen it before in my life.
Sure, okay.
Thanks a lot. Bye now.
Come back again.
Oh yeah. Alright, maybe try to show this to Sam.
Messing with the stool would be
No,
a
no,
good...
no, Sam.
Could you do anything with this?
What is this, a clay mold? Interesting. I am a jeweler, you know. But I'm retired and gonna sit right here in this frickin' chair until I beat this bastard.
Ah! You planning to be buried in that chair, then?
Right. So... Okay. I think I just need to do this stuff with Mosley. Mosley, and then is it following Crash today or tomorrow? I think it's like tomorrow or the next day. Alright. Let's go talk to Mosley and see his prisoner. Person he's holding. I should probably save at some point. Oh.
You son of... Give me back my badge. Now, Knight!
Sure. Thanks for letting me borrow it.
Yeah? Well, you borrowed again in your history. Now, about today. Glad you made it. It'll give you a feel for how I am in action. You know, handling suspects, that sort of thing.
I'm sure it'll be invigorating. Who is this guy anyway?
Calls himself Crash. He's been an informant for us before, mostly helping us bust small-time pimps and dealers trying to break into the territory. Well, he's been staying invisible during these murders, but we picked him up this morning to Jackson Square. Pushing coke? He knows something. Call it detective's instinct.
Detective's instinct. Got it.
All right, Crash. I want to hear about these murders. You been present at the so-called voodoo ritual?
I don't know nothing. I told you.
Come on now, you can tell me. Do you know anyone who's been to these rituals?
Look, I can't say nothing. You gotta let me go, man.
Now, you relax. No one knows you're here. The men who picked you up were plainclothesmen.
Plain clothes, like you could fool them. They know I'm here. They've got ears all over the city. They know everything.
Now, who are they, Crash? Are they the ones doing the murders?
Let me go.
If you're so worried about being detained, start talking. Now, you tell me what I want to hear, and maybe I can get you in the witness protection program. But you have to earn it.
Witness protection? Are you crazy? Don't make me laugh. Jesus, just let me out of here.
Now, come on. Who's behind these murders, Crash? Why are the victims all members of the underworld?
By now they know I'm here. I mean, it's different when I'm supposed to come here. Or if I can send a message. Tell him I didn't say nothing.
Christ, he's freaking useless. Take him back to detain him, would you, Tony?
Hi, Equinoxinator. Welcome back.
I tell you, times like this, I'd kill for truth serum. And damn to civil rights.
Can I quote you on that?
Huh? Hell no.